Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Yoruus speaking and welcome to the summary video for multiplayer game number 86. So, a spoiler alert if you do not want to know how the game went and what happened and hear me summarize the game, stop watching right now and go to the first position of the playlist. The link is gonna be in here. So you have been warned, but if you want to know how the game went, stay and listen. So this one was played I think 5 days ago, and in the game I've got following players: Enki Shumi 16 playing as Maya, yes, Shumi, and playing as Maya again. He's so lucky. Most of the time when he plays with me, it's just crazy. Not only he's a very good player, but he's always so lucky with the Civ and Len. He gets insanely good. So we've got Enki Shumi 16. I'm playing France this time. We've got Kleftor playing as Assyria. Mogui playing as Carthage. There was Victorian Grey, I don't know the last part, I can't see it right now, playing as Byzantine, and Sugar and Q playing as Indonesia. So, just to summarize the civs real quickly and players. Shumi already know. Maya is one of the strongest civs right now. Very good Fate civ, very good Science civ, really overall amazing and flexible civ. France, which I got, is a little bit different right now. Before Brave New World, it was really great civ with that extra culture from cities, but now it's still good, don't get me wrong, but it just don't have that early game advantage that it had before. Basically the unique ability, the teaming bonus, is kind of strange because it only works in the capital, right, in the Paris city. So basically it forces you to, if you want to benefit from it, you kind of need to make your capital build wonders, and one more time wonders. So in a very balanced free-for-all game, that unique ability feels just overall bad, because most of the time there's so many stuff you want to build in your capital. It just rushing wonders is most of the time not a good idea, and it's only for it's a teaming bonus, so it's not that great overall. Yes, it's good, but it's not that great, and it only works for culture victory. Now we've got Assyria. Kleftor is playing Assyria. Kleftor is one of the more peaceful players I know. He's a very good player, but most of the time he's peaceful. So Assyria in his hands, well, Assyria is you could say a very good civ when you want to dominate the early game, or kind of catch up in the late game. But well, it's an either early rush game or late game domination, so it kind of in the hand of a player that likes to play peacefully. It's just not that best of a civ. Now Carthage is a pretty strong civ, if you have the chance to get on coast or you have some mountains in range. Well, it's a very coastal biased civ. Extra harbors, instant trade routes is just amazingly good for a lot of cities and a lot of gold income. Byzantine, well, about those players playing Byzantine and Carthage, I haven't played with them too much, so I can't really say about them a lot. So I'm just going to focus on the civ. Byzantine, well, I haven't played at all with them. I believe maybe 1 or 2 games. Byzantine is a civ that if you can catch the Pantheon, good Pantheon, and if you can catch this religion really fast, that civ could be an amazing. Imagine teeth and +2 gold combined, or happiness and gold combined, with a whole world domination on around 20 cities. Wow, that's just amazingly cool stuff. In Indonesia, also, well, the unique ability is pretty much map based, because if you don't have islands to go, then you cannot really benefit from it. But if you can find those islands, it's a pretty nice civ, because it's like a free civ, well, free lags, free city civ, free 3 or 4, free cities, right? With an extra lax for trade, so this is really good. And on top of that, the unique building replacement of garden. First of all, you are not forced to place cities on rivers or lakes, so that's also good, because you benefit from the garden, but you don't really need to plant cities on a river or a lake, so that's really awesome for great peasant generation. And on top of that, you get extra fade, so you can either catch up to on fade, or you can generate pretty much a lot of fade late game. And if you happen to catch religion and get +2 happiness from gardens, then it's just amazing stuff. That's just amazing stuff. So that's about the civs. Let's continue. Now this is my starting location. First of all, I was not too excited about what I see. But after a little bit of scouting, am I going to scout? Yes, I'm going to scout right away. So after a little bit of scouting, I see this, and I was like thinking, silver sounds tempting, desert sounds tempting as well. So let's try something different. Well, let's try something different. I already tried it in one of the previous games. Right, one of the previous games. Yeah, I played a game that I actually didn't record when I had a really monster Petra capital. So, well, I see those hills, I see stone, and I'm like thinking, maybe a chance to get a Petra city is a viable option. So I definitely decided to move on the silver. Okay, and let me show you what happened. So I wasn't really even rushing Petra. After initial scouting, I found that I'm pretty isolated. It was looking like I'm on the edge of the map, with a very good, maybe not a super absolutely crazy Petra city, but an option for a very good Petra city, and a lot of space to expand as well. Pretty nice luxuries in my land. So I actually decided to do something strange for me, which I usually don't do. So I definitely went tradition all the way, and I decided to go for Petra, kind of a rush, but it was not really a rush. But because nobody actually decided to go Great Lipe, I opted to first of all get a granary, a shrine, a worker, an archer, a scout. So basically I went with a heavy echo start, and at the same time I had a chance to get a Great Lipe. So a pretty lucky combination, a very good start with option to get Great Lipe without really rushing it. So as you can see on this screenshot, I actually got mathematics. I actually beelined it times perfectly. So with Great Lipe, I'm gonna get Petra. That rarely happens. Most of the time, when you go for Hanging Gardens or Petra, you actually beeline right towards Hanging Gardens and Petra. That's most of the time. But in this game, I actually made echo start, and at the same went to mathematics and Petra, and I'm gonna get Petra with Great Lipe free tech. Well, what would you want to ask more from a start like this? Yeah, what could I ask more from this? After getting Great Lipe, I did get Great Lipe. I did get grade light, and I with the free tech I got Petra tech, and I actually, with the science advantage I had, I decided to get a settler before starting to build Petra, because it rarely happens that you get a grade light and you use a free tech to get Petra, so there was absolutely no chance that anybody else, even with the beeline, got Petra. Well, there was a slight chance, but since I didn't really see anybody entering classical era, so I decided I do have the time to build a settler. And since I got Zero Potosi in the north with a pretty good city spot, well, not maybe a extra food heavy spot, but zero plus gold and all that cool stuff, definitely ask for risking a settler. So I did that. I got a settler up, and I was starting to get Petra. And to my luck, I actually got the Petra. At the same time, you can see Shumi getting Colossus. So he got Maya. He got a pretty strange first plant. I would say like a really strange first plant. But he was doing the same old strategy he lately uses, and that means heavy gold focus tradition, well, heavy science gold focus, food focus tradition, or coastal opener, you could say, which means a great light. That means Colossus, preferably Machu Picchu if he can get it, and Big Ben, of course. He likes that strategy very much. He kind of used this very often lately, and it gives him a lot of benefits. He's really good at it, really good at making science and making gold, and that's extra great in the late game. And it seems like he kind of, well, he was born in Carthage, but since he got that, I don't know if they talk with each other, but he kind of, even though he planted in the face of Carthage, he had a lot of time of peace. But thankfully, I had my peace as well. So you could say like, Yoruus, you're crazy, man. You're wonder spamming, but well, I kind of decided because I'm isolated, I don't have to worry about Maya, I don't have to worry about everyone else. Well, why not try and get Hanging Gardens? And guess what? I got Hanging Gardens. Not only that I got Hanging Gardens, but let me show what happened next. Yes, sir. I got Oracle. So, not only that I got Oracle, I actually timed library in my second sitting, so I could start working on National College right away. So, have you ever seen a game when you get Great Light, Hanging Gardens, Petra, Oracle? Probably yes, you did. But it's like first time I ever got this, and on top of that, I'm France. I want to have a crazy beastie capital. And I was on a very, very good way to actually achieve that goal. So I basically had a lot of peacetime. I had a nice goal because of Zero. My capital was just growing like crazy. I had the happiness, and I got all the wonders that I absolutely needed. So I was on a really, really good way to get a very beastie start. So not only did I got all the wonders that I wanted, I got National College, I actually beelined Notre Dame. I beelined Notre Dame because I was thinking like, maybe I could actually get it. And I got a very nice religion for me. So first of all, my pantheon, I didn't mention that I got culture from and faith from gold and silver, because I seen a lot of silver on my map. I got plus 2 gold for cities, and since I'm France and I already had a lot of wonders, so I decided to get plus 2 faith from wonders in a city. And I decided to add 2 more cities. You can see the pointer, so I was thinking like, I'm gonna plant a city in here and a little bit in the south to get the coastal cities in here. So after a National College, I added 2 more cities and beelined Notre Dame. Well, there was a little bit too much happiness, and I actually missed Notre Dame. But don't be sad. I got where's another part. Let's see. Did I build terracotta? Well, terracotta doesn't matter, but let's cruise into minute 28 if I remember correctly. '28? Yes, there we go. So I actually got Machu Picchu and I got Patinan. So yes, I missed Notre Dame, but I think they would be asking for too much, right? So I got Machu Picchu, I got Patinan, and I started to work on Writers Guild. I was kinda... Well, I was not planning for... At this moment, I was not planning for an extra strategy in the moment, but it was kind of starting to get into my mind what I want to do. Since I got so many wonders, since I got a very good capital spot, I try to focus on as much culture as possible. Well, and it was working perfectly. I got Alhambra. Not only I got Alhambra, I decided to beeline Sistine Chapelle. At this point, let me tell you what was going on around. Well, basically, everyone for 100 turns, almost everyone was peaceful. Almost everyone was peaceful. Well, I think even at this point, everyone was peaceful. Shumi got his 6 cities up and running. A lot of land in the north, so he was looking really scary. Though I was first at points, I knew that Shumi's gonna basically explode later in the game. Carthage was doing pretty well. Byzantine was doing pretty well. Cleftor was leading crazy at science and demographics. Sugar was kind of an underdog, but he had his own plan in mind, and I was just sitting in here peacefully, keeping some army just in case, but overall just focusing on economy, growth, culture, science as much as possible. Well, this game was going right, basically perfect for a France capital. I got Alhambra, I got Porcelain Tower, I used Great Engineer for Porcelain Tower. I'm gonna get Sistine Chapelle next turn. Let's just skip to the next turn if I actually got it. Yes, I got Sistine Chapelle. I was very good at science, open rationale. I was going for globe theater. It was basically working out perfectly. So I think around this stage in the game, I was thinking like, yes, I want to focus on culture. I want to focus on great person generation. But what I decided to do, I was thinking like, okay, culture victory. How to try speed up culture victory? Well, beeline, modern era, and with printing press, aesthetics opener, garden, national epic, National Epic plus Garden plus Porcelain Tower plus Aesthetics. That's 100% faster generation of great people. And I absolutely decided to use that. And I was thinking like, okay, Dad, what could yield me the most tourism so early? And I say autocracy. So I don't know at which exact moment of the game I started to think about this strategy. It's a pretty strong strategy. I don't remember exactly if I decided because people were having a little amount of culture generation, but I thought that with this opener, with my super heavy capital, I could sneak in a culture victory with autocracy, and that's exactly what I decided to do. So not only the game was going really well for me, but I actually got Forbidden Palace. Well, about the autocracy part, I've just seen that I opened commerce tree, so I was probably more thinking at this stage of the game to try to get, you know, like cheaper units, buying cheaper units to try to sneak in maybe a bomber rush or something like that for defense purposes. But I think at the same time in my mind was like, yeah, with autocracy I could sneak in, trying to pressure out with tourism. Since I got Forbidden Palace, that's another wonder. Look at the Fate output, plus 46. I got a really a lot of wonders in this game. Open Patronage, had a couple of city-state allies, and one more vote in Forbidden Palace could, well, 2 more votes could give me a little bit of domination at World Congress, which is actually pretty much needed. You need a lot of stuff from World Congress to even try to think about culture victory. So that was really working great. Now, what happened on the other part? I, well, actually missed the exact turn, but Carthage ate up Byzantine, absolutely wiping him out of the face of this earth. So we had a really strong Carthage next to Shumi, and actually Sugar timed his attack perfectly against the science leader Kleftor, and he was about to take him out, but he actually disconnected. Hard to tell what happened there, but he left. Thankfully found a sub, Cole Jones, for him, and Cole Jones finished off Assyria, so we lost 2 players, and the 6-player game turned out to be a 4-player game. Carthage killed Byzantine, Indonesia killed Assyria, Shumi was doing what Shumi does the best, so being peaceful, not fighting anyone, just growing up on economy, and I at the same time was absolutely peaceful as well. Just building a little bit defense, even not trying to rush frigates that I possibly need to defend my coastal cities. I was just, you could say, a glass cannon wonder spamming beast in this game. And they actually let me do it. Not only did they let me do it, but they actually helped me out a lot, and let me show you how. Okay, and did I mention Taj Mahal? Yes, sirree. Taj Mahal went to France in this game as well. Craziness. So many wonders in my capital. This is exactly what you want for a culture victory. A lot of wonders in your capital. Just a quick look at the Congress things, and as you see already, generation of great writers, great artists, and great musicians has been passed. So not only that I got 100% increase from my cities and a policy, on top of that I got plus 33% generation from World Congress. And I actually proposed one more thing that actually passed. This is why I'm saying that it was a perfect thing, and this is what you really need. This is one of those resolutions that you really need for even thinking about attempting a culture victory. Culture heritage sites, and on top of that, natural heritage sites. Everything passed. Everything that you need for a culture victory in this game passed. Nobody was really thinking in this game. Even one almighty Shumi didn't think about it and didn't try diplomacy to forbid me from getting the resolutions I really needed. And plus 3 culture from World Wonders in my capital with so many wonders. Oh, I will just show you soon how much culture did I get. That's 112 culture right now in a golden age, and I am beelining a modern era for Eiffel Tower and Broadway. So I'm just gonna skip to turn 150 to show you how much culture I got at that point of the game. Alright, but first, just 10 turns earlier, let me show you what happened. So I got to modern era with Eiffel Tower, I got Eiffel Tower, I got Broadway, I timed autocracy. Well, I think I great engineered Broadway because that was the wonder I needed the most. I timed Did I time? I don't think I time a second grade person, but I picked autocracy, and I picked the futurism, or what is the 250 tourism from a great writer, artist, or musician that is born in your Civ. So basically, with waiting one turn after I got it, I great engineered Broadway and got instantly 250 tourism. So this is how much tourism I already have. Look at that. Maya is the culture leader in this game, but this is not much. This is 500. So how much he could get culture right now? 5k? I think that's like 5k. Oh, not even 5k. That's 3.2k. So at this point of the game, I was just thinking, hell, Yoruus, this is absolutely doable. You can achieve a culture victory with autocracy strategy in this game, because nobody's really focusing on culture right now. Even the almighty Maya with a huge religion. He got, I think, pagodas, he got double culture buildings, but he's just not making enough culture that he needs right now. So another stop, Uffizi, that's a great artist right away. I bought a great engineer with Fate for Big Ben. Did I actually get Big Ben? Tell me I did get Big Ben. That would be like too much happiness. Okay, Indonesia got Brandenburg Gate. But did yours get Big Ben? Tell me I did get Big Ben. Nope. Or yes. Yeah, I great engineer Big Ben. And did I got it? Yes, sirree. Another wonder for me, Big Ben. So it was like pure craziness. Big Ben, autocracy, gold buying units, a lot of gold, and commerce, and a full house of culture, and Uffizi. Oh, this game was just doing so well for me, and all the time peace. So let's skip to the turn when resolution passed, how much culture, and at this point 147. Let me show you how much I did get after the resolution passed. Okay, and this is the turn. Then 151. I voted, of course, yes. 187 into 264. That's a lot of down culture. And don't get me wrong, it's really so important for a culture victory. It's a perfect way to do it, because wonders, basically hotels, change culture from wonders into tourism. Most of the wonders got +1 culture. If you add +3 cultures to them, that's 300%, not 300. Am I saying 100? Yeah, 300%, 4 times more culture from wonders. That means 4 times more tourism from wonders, just from one resolution. That's amazingly strong. And guess what? You see me building Eiffel Tower? Well, you've seen me building Culture Tower, Eiffel Tower? Well, that's an historic accuracy. Notre Dame was not built in Paris, but Eiffel Tower, hell yeah. Eiffel Tower stands in Paris, people. And here it is. So, 46 tourism, and already culture victory in reach. First influential culture. Is this crazy? Is this crazy? It was really crazy. And all the time I had peace. Still, I had peace. Turn 158. Not a single war. Not a single threat. Shumi peaceful as crazy. Yes, there's 5 city-states in between me and him, but he didn't attempt a frigate rush to take away my 2 cities, so I didn't have to upgrade to frigates. Yes, I had a lot of gold at some point, but I was using it, if I believe correctly, to buy up city-states, because I was really wanting to focus on culture. So I was kind of trading with Shumi. This time I had a nice gold income, don't get me wrong, I had a pretty nice gold income, but everything was beelining perfectly. everything was beeline perfectly for me. So I had too much happy times. Well, Cole Jones playing Indonesia decided, I don't know if alone, well, Shumi says, as you can see on the screenshot, that he that he actually didn't talk to him, except saying, when we were finding a sub, that he needs to, well, he comes to help kill magnificent Yoruus. Well, he decided to put that into work, and he actually assaulted me with kind of a big army. It looks scary. Depending on what I actually had, that looks scary. Excuse me. But first of all, I had huge borders, I had huge city strength, and I had tech lead, and I got great wall, and I heavily went for artillery. So those crossbows was just moving one turn at all and shoot. Knights pillaged a little bit, but overall that assault, oh, that's actually too far. That assault didn't work well for him, since my tech was really great. Actually, that's even more too far. And even more too far. So I kind of disposed of that army quite quickly. Was kind of defending in here, but as you can see, there's not too many army left. I actually blocked his reinforcement, got some muskets, got some Gatling guns. So with a little army, I was able to repel this attack quite easily. Yes, he pillaged a couple of trade routes. Yes, he pillaged some land, but he didn't really do any damage. Any damage to him. And Shumi, in the meantime, of course, was getting a crazy science lead. But I got bombers in the meantime, so actually was not worried too much about it. I cleaned up the rest of the army in here. Well, Cole Jones at this point wanted to concede to yours. Well, that was absolutely too early, because in the meantime, Shumi was developing really great. Don't get this wrong. Shumi at this point was leading demographics quite substantially. He had a large science, well, starting to get large science lead, and of course production lead, gold lead. Well, the usual stuff Shumi does with his strategy, and he had more cities than me. So my only chance was to sneak in a culture victory. I had almost all the wonders that I wanted. I built up hotel, and basically, yeah, build up hotels everywhere with oh, this is a nice screenshot that I actually, as you can see, this is how teaming bonus works. Normally you would get 6, but this way you get plus 12 fate, plus 12 tourism, so I was rolling at 223 tourism on turn 175. That's not too much impressive, of course, but since I picked up autocracy, as you can see, I already finished up aesthetic, so I was able to, well, I started to be able to buy great persons with fate. So this is something that Shumi did not predict. He was trying to do the same old thing he does with this strategy, which means get to battleships and get a superior military tech, a lot of gold, and just swarm with units in the late game. But what he underestimated at this point is actually my fate. He actually underestimated my fate a turn. And that was a mistake. Maybe I will check that. I'm actually deciding what to get as my social policy at this turn. You broadcast hour soon. What do you want? I'm actually checking if there's anything good at autocracy right now, since I don't remember all the autocracy policies, because I rarely take more of that. So I was checking, is there anything at level 2 or level 3 that's actually beneficial for me achieving tourism victory? And there's absolutely none. So if I believe correctly, I just decided not to use autocracy anymore, and actually put this, or maybe actually third alternative. I think third alternative sounded tempting to me, right? or not? Yeah, look at that face. This guy is thinking hard what to do. This guy is thinking hard what to do. And what did he get? What did he get? Come on, remind us, Yoruus. What did he get? More gold? No. Getting grade, more science. Okay, so it's trying to beeline National Visitor Center at this point of the game. Well, but I actually did not need National Visitor Center. 232 tourism a turn was more than enough with this strategy. As you can see, with Maya I got 7338 and I'm missing 600. But better notice how much fate I had. This is the part when this is the part that Shumi actually did underestimate. I don't know if he had great writers ready to be burned. I don't know if he focused more on culture at this point of the game, because I think I was getting still increasing with tourism, so I could maybe win without any burnings, well, without any autocracy bombs. But with this amount of fate, I actually decided to risk it at turn 183, and I purchased all of the great persons I could with fate right now. So that calls for a great musician and probably a great writer, great artist. Okay, and I could probably get one more in next turn, but this 799, so this is more than enough. And I was like thinking, will this be enough? Will this be enough to get a culture victory? And guess what? Come on, come on, come on. Can you see this guy? Enter Shumi. He probably went, yeah, I remember it correctly, a lot of talking. He was basically talking, yeah, let's focus about the game right now. So nobody fighted more except Indonesia trying to invade me, but Shumi, as you can see, he was prepared to get in here and try to attack me, so he could easily take my coastal cities. But I think even if he took my coastal cities, with this amount of tourism, I was pretty close to National Visitor Center. And I actually got, well, I could buy one more great musician for a bomb. Maybe I could bomb his land. I got some fighters, so I think I could hold enough to even get the tourism without buying great people with faith. But that was more than enough. So don't get me wrong. If you ever thought, is culture victory achievable? Yes, it definitely is. And look at that guy. Look at that guy. See this guy? Look at that guy. That guy is definitely happy, and I was definitely happy about this. Shumi got served in this game, pretty much. Culture victory against Shumi, playing as Maya. What would you ask for more, basically? What would you ask for more? Now, is this viable? Can you actually work towards this strategy? I don't think so. This one was, I don't know what Shumi was thinking. What was his plan? Did he underestimated the fate? Or, well, he definitely see the tourism. Maybe he focused on culture a little bit too late. Underestimated the amount of tourism I'm making. But, well, basically, first of all, there's a lot of things that help me out. Great life, not being rushed, getting Petra with great life, getting hanging gardens, having a very strong capital, very strong Petra capital, being isolated, almost no wars early game, so I could spam wonders, pretty strong science, city-state allies, passing resolutions. That's a lot of things that added up to me being able to achieve a culture victory. So basically it's really dependent on a lot of things. On top of that, I got a lot of more wonders. I got almost every culture wonder that you need, like Alhambra, Sistine Chapel, Uffizi, Globe Theatre, Broadway, Eiffel Tower. Everything that you need for a culture victory I got in this game. And on top of that, I decided to speed this up and have a greater chance not only at fighting, but just adding that a bit more pressure on the tourism side. So I decided to use autocracy instead of any other ideology. And it worked perfectly, achieving a culture victory on turn 184, having Shumi in this game. Awesomeness, pure awesomeness. Not too much fighting, but just a really straightforward culture victory. Pretty nice, pretty cool game, I gotta say. So if you haven't watched this game, I definitely invite you to watch the game. It starts at the first position of the playlist. The link should be here again or in the description below. And I want to thank you for the game, everyone. Well, you see this guy. You see this guy. This guy was really happy when he played this game and when he finished this game. So I hope you will enjoy watching this game as much as I enjoyed it and enjoyed winning this game. Really amazingly cool stuff for me. Well, thank you very much for watching. Best wishes. Yoruus.